The massive orbital station Terra-1 hung silently above Earth, its crystalline observation deck offering an unparalleled view of humanity's homeworld. Dr. Sarah Chen stood motionless, her dark eyes fixed on the approaching lights that grew larger with each passing moment. The Nexarian vessels moved with an almost organic grace, their silver hulls catching the sun's rays in ways that made them appear to shimmer like schools of cosmic fish. Magnificent, aren't they? Admiral James Harrison's voice carried a weight that few would notice, but Sarah knew him too well, had worked with him too long, to miss the tension beneath his carefully measured tone. Magnificent and concerning, she replied, her fingers unconsciously tapping against the datapad she held. Their tech signatures don't match any of our projections. The approaching Nexarian fleet had appeared 7 days ago, broadcasting messages of peace and cultural exchange. Their arrival had triggered celebration across Earth. Humanity's first contact with an advanced alien civilization. But for a select few, like Sarah and James, it had triggered something else. The activation of Protocol Omega. Harrison's weathered face remained impassive as he watched the alien ships draw closer. How bad is the disparity? Their drive signatures suggest they're at least 3 centuries ahead of what they're showing us. The energy readings from their ships' hulls indicate shielding technology that makes our best defenses look primitive. Everything about them screams advanced civilization. Sarah paused, bringing up a holographic display. And yet they're presenting themselves as barely ahead of us technologically. They're hiding something. Below them, Earth continued its serene rotation, its cities glittering like scattered diamonds. Most of its inhabitants remained blissfully unaware of the true nature of Protocol Omega, a century-old contingency plan born from humanity's deepest fears and highest aspirations. The station's AI chimed softly. Nexarian diplomatic vessel requesting docking clearance, Ambassador Kextall, and delegation awaiting permission to board. Harrison straightened his uniform. Time to play our part, Doctor. Remember, we're the awestruck humans, grateful for their benevolent contact. Sarah's smile held no warmth. Of course, Admiral, though I suspect they'll find us far from the primitive species they expect. The docking bay's massive doors parted smoothly as the Nexarian shuttle glided in. It was beautiful, like all their technology. Sleek, organic lines that seemed to flow rather than connect. Ambassador Kextall emerged first, his tall, ethereal form moving with liquid grace. The Nexarians resembled humanoid celestial beings, with skin that seemed to capture and reflect light in impossible ways. Greetings, children of Earth. Kextall's translator rendered his melodic language into perfect English. We come bearing gifts of knowledge and advancement. Harrison stepped forward, playing his role perfectly. Ambassador, we are honored by your presence. Earth welcomes you with open arms. As the formal greetings continued, Sarah's attention was drawn to one of the junior Nexarian officers. His hands kept moving to what appeared to be a ceremonial blade, but her enhanced optical implants told a different story. It was a scanning device, carefully disguised as cultural ornamentation. They're assessing us, she thought, looking for weaknesses, cataloging our technology, preparing for something. The meeting proceeded according to diplomatic protocol, but beneath the surface, a different game was being played. Every smile concealed calculation, every gesture masked analysis. The Nexarians presented themselves as benevolent mentors, ready to guide humanity into a golden age of interstellar civilization. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in a facility whose existence was known to less than 50 humans, quantum computers processed every second of interaction. They analyzed speech patterns, micro-expressions, and electromagnetic signatures that the Nexarians didn't know humans could detect. Your species shows remarkable potential, Kextall was saying, his silver eyes reflecting the station's lights. We look forward to helping you achieve your true destiny among the stars. Sarah watched as Harrison nodded gratefully, playing the role of the humbled military leader perfectly. Neither of them revealed that humanity had already achieved far more than the Nexarians suspected. The quantum entanglement communicators hidden throughout the station were already transmitting every detail of this encounter to secure facilities across the globe. As the diplomatic party toured the station, Sarah noticed patterns in their movement. The Nexarians were careful, methodical in their observation. Too methodical. They were mapping the station, analyzing its weaknesses, while presenting gifts of basic technology that humanity had secretly surpassed decades ago. Hours later, after the Nexarians had returned to their ship, Sarah stood in Harrison's secure office. The quantum privacy field hummed silently around them, ensuring absolute security. "They're planning an invasion," she stated flatly. "All the markers are there. The fake technological disparity, the careful mapping of our defenses, the hidden scanning devices. This is a conquest mission disguised as a first contact." Harrison nodded, bringing up a holographic display of Earth's hidden defense network. "They think they're being clever, presenting themselves as only slightly advanced, making us feel special but inferior. The perfect setup for a benevolent takeover. Should we inform the Council?" "Already done. Protocol Omega moves to Phase 2 at midnight. Keep playing your role, Doctor. Let them think they're the masters of deception." Harrison's smile was grim. "They have no idea what humanity is truly capable of." As Sarah left the office, she caught one last glimpse of the Nexarian flagship through a viewport. It hung in orbit like a beautiful, deadly predator, unaware that its intended prey had teeth of its own. The game of deception had begun. But the Nexarians would soon learn that humanity had been preparing for this moment for generations. They thought they were the hunters, but Earth had long ago chosen to become something far more dangerous, a predator in disguise. 3 kilometers beneath the Australian outback, Dr. Maya Patel stood before a wall of quantum displays, each showing different aspects of humanity's true technological might. The facility, designated Project Prometheus, stretched for miles in every direction, invisible to even the most advanced Nexarian scanning technology. "Status report," she commanded, her voice echoing through the cavernous command center. "Quantum shield grid at 98% efficiency," reported Dr. Marcus Zhang, his fingers dancing across holographic controls. "The Nexarians' deep scans are being fed exactly what we want them to see." Maya nodded, watching as another screen showed the alien ships in orbit, still maintaining their peaceful facade. For 3 weeks now, they had been sharing their technology, each demonstration more patronizing than the last. Little did they know that every piece of their advanced tech was being analyzed, improved upon, and in many cases had already been surpassed by human innovation. "They're planning to move soon," announced Colonel Sarah Williams, entering the command center. Her cybernetic eyes glowed faintly as she projected the latest intelligence data. "Their fleet formations have shifted. They're positioning themselves for optimal planetary coverage." Maya pulled up the facility's crown jewel, the quantum consciousness matrix. The massive AI system had been humanity's secret weapon for decades, capable of processing information at speeds that would make even the most advanced Nexarian computers look primitive. "Show me their probable attack vectors," she ordered. The matrix hummed to life, its crystalline structure pulsing with ethereal light. 3-dimensional projections filled the air, showing thousands of possible scenarios. The Nexarians' attack strategies were methodical, precise, and completely predictable to an AI that had spent years analyzing their every movement. "They still think we're using conventional shielding technology," Marcus observed, studying the projections. "Their entire strategy relies on overwhelming what they believe are primitive defense systems." Maya allowed herself a small smile. "How long until the phase shift generators are ready?" "All 37 installations are at full capacity," Colonel Williams replied. "The moment they attack, we can shift our entire defensive infrastructure into quantum space. Their weapons won't just miss, they'll pass through empty air." Deep within the facility's research sectors, thousands of scientists and engineers continued their work. What the Nexarians saw as Earth's primitive industrial centers were actually facades for the most advanced manufacturing systems ever created. Quantum forges produced materials that shouldn't exist, while biosynthetic computers processed data in ways that defied conventional physics. Dr. Elena Rodriguez approached with a holographic tablet. The adaptive armor integration is complete. Every major military installation on Earth can now transform its molecular structure faster than their weapons can adapt. Maya reviewed the data, remembering the decades of preparation that had led to this moment. After the first hints of alien civilization had been detected a century ago, humanity had made a choice. Instead of rushing to announce their presence to the cosmos, they had worked in secret, preparing for every possible scenario. "Show me the Nexarian ambassador's latest transmission," Maya requested. The Matrix projected Ambassador Kextol's most recent message to Earth's leadership. His ethereal form spoke of friendship and advancement, but the AI's analysis highlighted every micro-expression, every subtle tell that revealed his true intentions. "They're so convinced of their superiority," Colonel Williams mused. "They have no idea we've been reading their encrypted transmissions since day one." The facility's quantum cores pulsed with increasing energy as more systems came online. In similar installations across the globe, humanity's true military might waited in quantum-shifted space, invisible to conventional reality. "Update from Lunar Base Alpha," Marcus announced. "The gravity manipulation arrays are charged and ready. The moment the Nexarians make their move, we can turn their own ship's mass against them." Maya moved to a secure terminal, initiating the final preparations for Protocol Omega's next phase. "Begin synchronizing all planetary defense networks. When they attack, I want our response to be instantaneous." The Matrix displayed Earth's complete defense capability, a web of technologies so advanced they bordered on the impossible. Quantum-shifted weapons platforms that could strike from dimensional spaces the Nexarians couldn't even detect. Biological computers that could hack and rewrite the alien ship's operating systems in microseconds. Gravity weapons that could turn space itself into a weapon. "They're launching their final cultural exchange mission," Sarah reported, monitoring the orbital feeds. 15 shuttles, all heavily armed beneath their diplomatic shells. "Let them come," Maya replied, her voice calm. "Every landing site is prepared. Every primitive defense installation they've scanned is a quantum-shifted fortress waiting to reveal itself." In orbit, the Nexarian ships continued their graceful dance, their crews confident in their technological superiority. They had conquered dozens of worlds this way. Appear peaceful, assess the target's capabilities, then strike with overwhelming force before resistance could be mounted. But Earth was different. Humanity had looked to the stars and seen not just wonder, but warning. They had taken their fear of the unknown and turned it into determination, their anxiety about alien contact into preparation. "Message from Admiral Harrison," Marcus announced. "The Nexarians have just requested permission to establish permanent cultural exchange centers in every major city." Maya's expression hardened. That's their final move before the attack. They'll want their forces pre-positioned. She turned to her team. "Initiate silent countdown. When they make their move, we'll show them humanity's true face." Throughout the facility, centuries of human innovation hummed with potential energy. The greatest deception in Earth's history was about to end, and the Nexarians would learn why humanity had chosen to appear weak while building an arsenal that could reshape reality itself. "They think they're the apex predators of space," Colonel Williams remarked, watching the alien ships through quantum-shifted sensors. "They're about to learn what happens when you corner a species that has spent its entire existence preparing for war." Maya nodded, her eyes fixed on the countdown display. Humanity's moment of revelation was approaching, and with it, a demonstration of power that would forever change the galaxy's understanding of Earth and its inhabitants. "Let them come," she whispered. "We're ready." The attack began at dawn. Thousands of Nexarian warships dropped their peaceful facades, their hulls transforming into weapons of war. Ambassador Kextol's final transmission was brief. "Submit or be destroyed." In orbit, Admiral Harrison watched from Terra 1 station as the alien fleet positioned itself for planetary bombardment. His expression remained calm as he spoke into the quantum-encrypted command channel. "They've made their choice. Execute Protocol Omega." The Nexarians struck with overwhelming force. Energy weapons capable of shattering continents lashed out at Earth's major cities. Their sensors showed minimal defenses, only basic shield technology that would crumble in seconds. But the shields didn't crumble. They didn't even exist. The devastating energy beams passed through empty air. Their targets already shifted into quantum space milliseconds before impact. In the Australian Command Center, Dr. Maya Patel's voice rang out. Phase 2 initiated. Return fire. Earth's response was beyond anything the Nexarians had conceived possible. Hidden installations worldwide revealed themselves, but not as conventional weapon platforms. The very fabric of space around the alien fleet began to distort. By the eternal stars, a Nexarian commander gasped as his ship's sensors tried to comprehend what was happening. Their technology. It's impossible. Quantum-shifted fortress cities emerged from dimensional spaces the aliens couldn't detect. Gravity manipulation arrays activated, turning the Nexarians' own mass against them. Ships that had been preparing to attack found themselves struggling against forces that defied their understanding of physics. Dr. Elena Rodriguez monitored the battle from her station in the Prometheus facility, quantum matrix processing at maximum capacity. Their AI systems are attempting to adapt. Let them try, Maya responded, her hands dancing across holographic controls. Initiate the virus. Throughout the Nexarian fleet, biosynthetic infiltrators that had been dormant in their systems for weeks came alive. The aliens had been so focused on scanning for primitive human technology that they'd missed the quantum-encoded programs hiding in their own networks. In orbit, Admiral Harrison watched as the first wave of Nexarian ships lost control. Their weapons turned inward, their shields collapsed, and their supposedly superior technology proved vulnerable to attacks they couldn't even detect. "This is impossible." Kextal's voice crackled through the emergency channel. "You're a primitive species. We monitored you for years." "No," Harrison replied calmly. "You monitored what we wanted you to see. Humanity learned long ago that the greatest weapon is the enemy's own arrogance." Earth's true defense grid activated in full. Quantum-locked energy weapons fired from platforms that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously. The Nexarian fleet found itself fighting an enemy that could strike from anywhere, at any time, with technology that seemed to break the laws of physics. Colonel Sarah Williams coordinated the ground response as Nexarian forces that had been hidden in the cultural exchange centers attempted to seize key locations. They found themselves facing soldiers in adaptive armor that could change its properties faster than their weapons could adjust. "Status report," Maya commanded, watching the battle unfold through quantum-shifted sensors. "Their fleet is in disarray," Marcus reported. "The gravity weapons have trapped their capital ships in localized time distortions. Their ground forces are being systematically isolated and contained." The Nexarians had expected a quick victory over a primitive species. Instead, they found themselves facing an enemy that had spent generations preparing for this exact moment. Every strategy they attempted was countered before it could begin. Every technology they deployed was rendered useless by defenses they couldn't understand. In near-Earth orbit, a massive Nexarian dreadnought attempted to launch a desperate attack on Terra 1 station. The ship's weapons powered up, targeting what they believed was humanity's command center. "Should we shift the station?" a junior officer asked Harrison. "No," the admiral replied with a slight smile. "Let them learn." The dreadnought fired, and its energy beam curved impossibly around the station, caught in a quantum gravity web that had been waiting for exactly this moment. The massive ship found itself trapped in its own weapons fire, its shields useless against energy that had been redirected through dimensional space. Deep in the Prometheus facility, Maya watched as the quantum consciousness matrix processed the battle in real time. Every Nexarian ship, every alien soldier, Every piece of their technology was being analyzed and countered with perfect precision. "They're attempting to regroup," Elena announced. "Their remaining ships are trying to establish a defensive formation." "Perfect," Maya responded. "Colonel Williams, you may proceed with Phase 3. Around the planet, hidden lunar installations activated. The moon's surface rippled as quantum-shifted weapon platforms emerged from dimensional storage. The Nexarian fleet found itself caught between Earth's defenses and a lunar arsenal they hadn't known existed. "This is Admiral Harrison to all Earth forces." The transmission went out on all channels. "Execute final containment protocols. Show them why humanity chose to wait and prepare." The battle that followed would be remembered across the galaxy for generations. The Nexarians, who had conquered countless worlds through superior technology and military might, found themselves systematically dismantled by a species they had gravely underestimated. Their ships were trapped in quantum fields that ignored conventional physics. Their advanced AI systems were overwhelmed by biosynthetic viruses that evolved faster than they could adapt. Their soldiers faced weapons that could strike from multiple dimensions simultaneously. In the Prometheus Command Center, Maya watched as the Nexarian fleet's formation finally broke. Ships began surrendering, their crews realizing they faced not just defeat, but complete annihilation by technologies they couldn't even comprehend. "Incoming transmission from Ambassador Kextal," Marcus announced. "They're requesting terms of surrender." Maya exchanged glances with Colonel Williams. Humanity had won not through brute force, but through patience, preparation, and the understanding that appearing weak while building strength was the greatest strategy of all. "Tell them," she said, "that their surrender will be accepted, and that Earth is now ready to show them what real technological advancement looks like." Above the planet, the remains of the Nexarian fleet hung motionless, trapped in quantum fields, a testament to the price of underestimating humanity's potential. The chains of alien conquest had been broken, shattered by a species that had turned fear into preparation and determination into unprecedented advancement. Admiral Harrison stood at the command center of humanity's first revealed deep space warship, the HSS Nemesis. The vessel represented everything humanity had kept hidden, a perfect fusion of quantum engineering and biological computing that made Nexarian technology look primitive in comparison. "All systems operational," Dr. Elena Rodriguez reported from her station. "The quantum drive is ready for its first public demonstration." The Nemesis hung in high Earth orbit, its crystalline hull shifting colors as adaptive camouflage systems adjusted to the surrounding space. Around it, dozens of similar ships emerged from quantum storage, each one representing decades of secret development. "Status of the Nexarian home fleet?" Harrison asked, watching the tactical display. "Still maintaining defensive positions around their core worlds," Maya responded through the quantum link from Earth. "They're expecting us to behave like every other species they've encountered, to accept their surrender and settle for a peaceful resolution." Harrison's smile was grim. "Time to show them why that's not an option. Humanity won't risk being threatened again." The Nemesis's quantum drive engaged, and space itself seemed to fold. Unlike the crude FTL systems the Nexarians used, humanity's ships could traverse dimensional spaces that made conventional faster-than-light travel obsolete. "Multiple quantum corridors established," Elena announced. "The fleet is ready for synchronized deployment." In the depths of the Prometheus facility, Maya watched through quantum-linked sensors as humanity's hidden armada prepared for its first major offensive. All Earth defense systems transferred to autonomous control. "We're ready to begin Phase 4. The human fleet moved with impossible precision, emerging from quantum space directly within the Nexarian defense grid. The alien sensors barely had time to register the intrusion before the attack began. "Deploy the dimensional anchors," Harrison commanded. From the human ships, streams of quantum-encoded energy lashed out, creating zones where the laws of physics themselves could be selectively enforced or ignored. Nexarian vessels found themselves trapped in spaces where their advanced technology simply stopped working. "Their primary defense fleet is attempting to regroup," Elena reported. They're launching some kind of new weapon system. The Nexarian response came in the form of massive energy weapons designed to tear apart matter at the subatomic level. But humanity had spent decades preparing for exactly this kind of technology. Initiate molecular phase shifting, Harrison ordered. The human fleet's hulls transformed at the quantum level, their very structures shifting between states of matter faster than the Nexarian weapons could adapt. Energy beams that could shatter planets passed harmlessly through ships that existed in multiple dimensional states simultaneously. In the Prometheus Command Center, Maya monitored the battle through the quantum consciousness matrix. Their tactical AI is attempting to analyze our technology, initiating countermeasures. Streams of biosynthetic code flowed through dimensional space, infiltrating Nexarian systems at the quantum level. Their advanced computers, trying to understand human technology, instead found themselves being rewritten by programs that evolved faster than they could respond. Message from the Nexarian High Command, Elena announced. They're begging for negotiation. Harrison's expression remained stern. Show them our terms. Throughout the Nexarian defense grid, quantum-shifted probes activated, revealing the true extent of humanity's preparation. Every major military installation, every secret research facility, every hidden weapon platform had been mapped and targeted long before the first shot was fired. By the eternal void, a Nexarian commander's transmission crackled through. How long have you been watching us? Long enough, Maya responded through the quantum link. While you thought you were studying a primitive species, we were learning everything about you. Your technology, your tactics, your weaknesses. The human fleet moved with surgical precision, systematically dismantling the Nexarian military infrastructure. Ships that had once terrorized countless civilizations found themselves helpless against weapons they couldn't understand and defenses they couldn't penetrate. Their central command structure is collapsing, Elena reported. Their remaining ships are attempting to scatter. Not this time, Harrison commanded. Activate the dimensional nets. Space itself seemed to warp around the fleeing Nexarian vessels. Quantum fields that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously caught and held ships that had never encountered such technology. The mighty Nexarian warfleet, terror of 1,000 worlds, found itself trapped and powerless. In the Prometheus facility, Maya watched as the quantum matrix processed the final stages of the battle. All primary military targets neutralized. Their defense grid is completely down. Prepare for final phase, Harrison ordered. Show them what happens when you threaten Earth. The human fleet's true power was revealed as quantum-shifted weapon platforms emerged around every major Nexarian world. Not to destroy, but to demonstrate the absolute control humanity now held over their civilization's fate. Transmission from their central government, Elena announced. They're offering unconditional surrender. Harrison exchanged looks with Maya through the quantum link. Accept their surrender, but make our terms clear. Earth isn't interested in conquest or revenge. What we want is assurance. Absolute certainty that no species will ever again mistake our patience for weakness. The Nexarian Empire, which had dominated its sector of space for centuries, found itself completely at the mercy of a species they had grossly underestimated. Their mighty fleets lay disabled, their advanced technology rendered obsolete, their military infrastructure systematically dismantled by an enemy that had hidden its true power until the perfect moment. Begin power-down procedures, Harrison ordered. But keep the quantum grid active. Let them understand that our mercy comes not from weakness, but from choice. As the human fleet maintained its position around the Nexarian homeworld, Maya initiated the final protocols from Earth. The message being sent to the galaxy was clear. Humanity had emerged not as another conquest-hungry species, but as guardians determined to ensure peace through unassailable strength. The counterstrike is complete, Elena reported. All objectives achieved with minimal casualties on both sides. Harrison nodded, watching as the quantum displays showed the full extent of humanity's victory. They had won not through brute force, but through patience, preparation, and technological superiority that bordered on the impossible. "Send word to Earth," he commanded. "Tell them it's done. The age of hiding our strength is over." 1 month after the Nexarian surrender, the Great Hall of the newly revealed Quantum Assembly in Geneva hummed with activity. Representatives from 100 alien species had gathered, drawn by news of humanity's unprecedented victory over the feared Nexarian Empire. Dr. Maya Patel stood at the crystalline podium, her quantum-enhanced vision scanning the assembled delegates. Some showed fear, others curiosity, and a few, particularly those who had suffered under Nexarian rule, displayed barely contained joy. "We understand your concerns," she began, her voice carrying through the dimensional acoustics of the chamber. "Humanity's revelation of its true capabilities has changed the balance of power in our galaxy. Today we will address what this means for all of us." In orbit, Admiral Harrison watched the proceedings from the Nemesis's command deck. The ship's quantum sensors monitored the thousands of alien vessels that had arrived to witness this historic moment, each one carefully positioned within the Earth's new defensive grid. "Incoming transmission from the Arcturian delegation," Elena reported. "They're requesting another demonstration of our quantum phase technology." Harrison shook his head slightly. "Tell them all technological demonstrations will be handled through diplomatic channels. We're not here to intimidate, just to ensure understanding." The past month had brought rapid changes to the galactic political landscape. The Nexarian Empire, once the dominant force in the sector, had been reorganized under joint supervision. Their technology, once considered advanced, was being carefully upgraded with simplified versions of human innovations, enough to improve their civilization without risking future aggression. In the assembly hall, Maya continued her address. Humanity's decision to hide its true capabilities was not made out of fear or deception, but from a desire to understand. While we developed our technology in secret, we studied the galaxy's political dynamics, its conflicts, and most importantly, its potential for peace. The alien delegates murmured among themselves. On the massive screens behind Maya, recordings played showing human ships using quantum technology to help evacuate worlds threatened by natural disasters, to neutralize pirates that had plagued trading routes, and to establish new defensive networks around vulnerable civilizations. "Our victory over the Nexarians was not an end," Maya declared, "but a beginning. Earth extends an invitation to all species who desire peace and progress. Our quantum technology, properly shared and regulated, can transform worlds. Our biological computing can cure diseases. Our dimensional engineering can solve resource scarcity." In the Prometheus facility, Dr. Marcus Jung monitored the quantum streams of data flowing from thousands of sources across the galaxy. The revelation of Earth's true power had sparked a wave of diplomatic, scientific, and cultural exchanges unprecedented in galactic history. "Status update from the Nexarian Rehabilitation Project," he reported through the secure link. "Their scientists are adapting well to the new quantum physics protocols. Several have already proposed innovative applications we hadn't considered." Maya nodded slightly, continuing her address. "Some have asked why we chose this moment to reveal ourselves. The answer is simple. The galaxy was ready. The Nexarian Empire's aggression forced our hand, but their defeat has opened new possibilities for cooperation and advancement." In the assembly hall, a Centaurian delegate rose. "And what guarantees do we have that Earth won't become the very thing it claimed to oppose? Power corrupts, as your own species' history shows." Maya's response was calm but firm. "Our technology, advanced as it may be, is not our greatest achievement. During our centuries of preparation, we developed something far more important: perspective. We built our power not to dominate, but to protect. Not to conquer, but to preserve." The quantum displays showed new images: human ships working alongside alien vessels to establish dimensional corridors for safe travel, joint research teams developing hybrid technologies, and the first graduates of Earth's new Quantum Science Academy. A mix of species learning to understand and responsibly use humanity's advanced knowledge. Admiral Harrison watched from orbit as the assembly proceeded, New contact at the system's edge, Elena reported. Long-range quantum sensors detecting signs of another advanced civilization investigating our space. Let them observe, Harrison replied. The time for hiding is over. Now we show the galaxy what humanity can truly offer. Back in the assembly hall, Maya reached the crucial point of her address. Today, we propose the formation of a galactic council, not led by Earth, but guided by principles we have learned through our long preparation: patience over aggression, understanding over assumption, and cooperation over domination. The alien delegates buzzed with discussion. On screens throughout the chamber, data streamed showing the potential benefits: quantum-enhanced trade routes, dimensional engineering solutions for overpopulated worlds, biosynthetic medical breakthroughs that could benefit all species. The choice is yours, Maya concluded. Earth's power is now known, but our intentions remain what they always were: to ensure that intelligence, creativity, and peaceful cooperation define our galaxy's future. We invite you not as subjects, but as partners in this new era. In orbit, Harrison watched as the alien ships adjusted their positions, many moving closer to Earth in a gesture of trust and acceptance. The quantum sensors detected countless transmissions as delegates communicated with their homeworlds, sharing the possibilities this new age offered. They're voting, Elena announced, monitoring the assembly feed. Maya stood calmly as the results were tallied. The decision would shape not just humanity's future, but the galaxy's. The quantum consciousness matrix had calculated thousands of possible outcomes, but even it couldn't predict exactly how species would react to such massive change. The results appeared on the quantum displays: overwhelming support for Earth's proposal. The galaxy, shaken by humanity's revelation of power, but impressed by its restraint, had chosen cooperation over fear. The real work begins now, Maya transmitted to Harrison. We've shown them our strength. Now we show them our wisdom. As the assembly closed, delegates from 100 worlds mingled, discussing the future with growing excitement. The age of secret preparation was over. The age of open innovation had begun. In the depths of space, Earth's quantum beacons pulsed with new energy, not as weapons or defenses, but as guides to a future where technology served understanding and power enabled peace. Humanity had emerged not as conquerors, but as guardians of a new galactic order, one built not on fear of strength, but on the strength of cooperation.